Hey, Dr. D.
Hi, Dr. Tommy.
So, I have a question.
Yes.
How would you help someone achieve their dreams?
You mean you?
Yeah, me.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'd love to share with you, if you have a few minutes, then I'd like to share with you actually a whole technology and methods to achieve the dream. So first of all, you have to define what kind of dream you have. So there are basically they can be made by longevity of the dream. And let me take one of the best tools that I have, this magic markers, Dr. Tommy, for you. So let's say I want to ask you, what kind of dream do you have? So it's a legacy dream. Legacy dream, it's the one that goes beyond your life, meaning you want to build a school or university, so when you are already not here, when you graduated from this earth, something left behind. Then there is a long-term dream, and there is a medium range, and there is a short term. So when you defined the longevity of your dream, then you can start breaking down and then actually achieve it. And I'd like to tell you a story. When I came to Canada, I couldn't speak any English. I didn't have any connections here or any understanding of the structure of the country or education. My dream was to become a doctor, to become a chiropractor. And by the way, just for you to know, every dream will have a support and a position. So if you look at the dream, that's an idea. In order to move from where you are, you have to relocate yourself into a different place, because that's where you are and that's where the dream is. But the dream is in your head, is your desire, in your spirit, in your soul, in your heart. And then you can move to a better place or achieve something. So it's not where you're at. So there's a border of your comfort zone, and it's always going to be people who pulling you out of the comfort zone, and there is going to be a border bullies who want to keep you in the comfort zone. And you know, here's the irony or paradox, if you say. Those people who are closest to you, most likely they will act as a border bullies. Why? Because, so border bullies meaning they want to keep you within here, because they usually afraid or they care or love you, worry for you that within the adventure towards your dream you can get hurt. And they want to protect you because they love you, they don't want you to suffer and anything. But if any dream, anything that you want to achieve, you have to get out from the place where you are and move to a better place. So this is a journey of adventure. So if you are ready to step into it, then there are some steps needs to be made. So whenever you define the range of your dream, time-wise, legacy, long-term, medium range, or short time, then we can start building a strategy how to achieve these dreams. And in reality, most people live and they think that things are just happening in life. No, nothing is happening. Most people who are progressing, they have some sort of goals and dreams and they're working on that. So let's pretend that you have a dream, and tell me, what kind of dream do you have just in general? Long-term, short-term, medium range?
I'd like to get more fit, and by 40 I want to be the fittest I've ever been.
Okay, so here we go. Let's say 40. And how far 40 from you right now?
6.5 years.
6.5 years, perfect. So this is medium range. So get fit, all right? To get fit takes time, so we have 6 years. So now we can break down 6 years. So advice number one, you have to schedule it, you have to structure it. Otherwise, if it's not on the schedule, or if it's not structured, least likely you're going to achieve that, because the biggest failure why people don't become fit, because they don't have a structure. They just think, oh, I'm just gonna go buy, I don't know, membership in the gym, and hopefully that would work. Well, it never works in 95% of the cases. So now we have 6 years dream to become fit. So let's get specific. What does it mean fit for you?
More energy.
More energy. Okay, let's get more specific. More energy. Because we want to have it measurable, right? So now it's specific, you have more energy. More energy to do what? What exactly do you want to do?
I want to be done work, come home, and play with my kids for a couple
Okay,
hours.
play with your kids. Okay, play with your kids. So, and what is the play with the kids? What do your kids like to do? What would you like to do with your kids?
Maybe build a snowman, play outside.
Snowman, today is winter, okay, so it's good. By the way, now it's Friday, 6 a.m. So if you're ever wondering what Dr. Dmitri is doing on Friday at 6 a.m., things like this, okay? I'm working on building and helping other people. That's my goal and dream, to help as many people as possible to achieve their dream. So I think it's a leadership by definition. So let's say you want to go for a bike ride if it's summer, okay? And you play 2 hours or 1 hour, 3 hours, right? So you have to have enough endurance and enough stamina to actually do that. And you can always transfer your fitness, by the way. So in order to do that, you have to start working on that. I would start with vision time, okay? So that's when we're gonna start building your dream. So let's schedule this way. So now we need vision time. I usually do vision time because if you just think of something and you not put it on the schedule or start having goals to achieve that fit, you're never gonna happen. So now vision time. I would suggest vision time to have approximately minimum once a week. That's the minimum. Once a week, at least 1 to 2 hours. So what it means? It means you start breaking down, okay, we have 6 years. So let's start breaking down 3 years and 1 year, okay? And then we're gonna break down 1 year on smaller goals, and then that's actually is gonna lay a foundation how you're gonna achieve your desired energy. Because, and by the way, I understand that your kids are growing and you want to play with them now. You not necessarily want to wait for 6 years to actually start playing with them, because by the time they may be a teenager and they don't want to play with you anymore, okay?
Right.
So that's another thing. So vision time. You have to find time when you have disrupted, like nobody disturb you, undisturbed time when you can be yourself or go somewhere else where you're not getting distracted by the fridge, by the calls, by whatever. So you take a journal with you. So planner and journal. Journal, that's my journal, there's my last name here. And then you start journaling. And I can tell you, pen is one of the biggest weapons and tools how you can succeed in your dreams. Why? Because you're actually manifesting, writing things down. It's much more successful than just make a note on your tablet or cell phone, because you're actually manifesting something spiritual or mental, emotional into the material by writing it down. So this paper, this journal is materialized. It's not going to be lost in the web space or whatever. You can always find it and have it in your disposal. You know, if you reboot it, you know, a virus is not going to kill it. So vision time. Vision time, that's where, for example, you start breaking your goal. By the way, goals and dreams have different aspects or different categories. For example, I have it here on my vision board: spiritual, family, physical, recreation, mental, emotional, professional, financial. And they can be for you in any way you like it. It's your priority, it's your life. But I like it this way. I like spiritual goals being first, because I believe that everything material comes from the spirit, and you know, then my family is second, my health and physical, recreation, and mental, emotional, and then professional and financial. Because if the higher priority is organized and well run, then the lower priorities can be well achieved and easy achieved. So you have to understand that, you know, what are the priorities and what are the losses in the priority. So if you put your professional and financial before, then don't be surprised that you would have to sacrifice your family, and I wouldn't suggest that, or sacrifice something that you actually value. So have values that totally determined. In vision time, I break, for example, 1 month, because the calendar is a beautiful thing. By the way, calendar is made, Dr. Tommy, not for us to have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday, or January, February. Calendar is made for us that we can plan our life and succeed. And unfortunately, most people don't understand that, and they just live by the calendar. But calendar is the tool also that we can use to achieve goals and dreams, so that life will be on purpose. Because many philosophers are asking, what is the meaning of life? What is the purpose of life? And it's actually very simple. The purpose of life, or meaning of life, is to have a purpose in life and live a meaningful life. That's the purpose of life. And whatever it is, it's individual basis. So you want to become fit, you want to invest more time and energy with your family relationship, that's awesome. So in the vision time, I would start scheduling, what does it mean? And if you want to become more fit, so how the fitness comes through. So maybe it's nutrition, you start thinking, maybe you want to lose some weight, maybe you want to add some muscle mass. So how those things are done. So nutrition wise, so now you have to build a menu. What would you like to eat and how would you like to eat it? So it goes to grocery. And the grocery, it means what you're gonna go and buy. Because you know what, I can tell you, it's very hard to buy all the appropriate groceries and nutrients if you don't have a shopping list. So you have to work on that too. So let's get to fitness, for example, muscle mass or endurance. So you as a doctor, or you may have friends, or you may have, I don't know, internet or any kind of advisor. So chiropractors, we act often like fitness or health coaches to our patients. And you can ask me, Dr. Dmitri, so how do I build my muscle mass? So I can tell you, so there is strength training, and you can build your muscle mass. There's endurance training like swimming, running, biking, hiking, where you can build your endurance to play with your children. And there's a flexibility, obviously, if you wanna, what kind of games you wanna play, or you go skiing or doing some recreational activity. You have to have this three quality of the muscle, and you have to schedule it. So then step number 1, for example, week number 1. So you say, I want to go and buy a membership in the gym. So you got it. Put it on your schedule. Tuesday, when you have free time, call gym or visit gym if you're not sure which one, so you want to visit one, and go find what gyms you have around your neighborhood, and you can start looking into it, and you have to put time in it. And when you put time in it, so most likely it's gonna happen. So for example, here we go, you made the first step. This week I buy gym membership. If you want to go run, you go buy yourself running shoes and gear, and obviously you need to know if you want to run over the winter, so you need to have a gear and a budget. And by the way, doing it yourself is much cheaper. So for example, if you're running outside, you don't need a membership, you just buy proper shoes. So step number 1, membership. Step number 2, gear or equipment or facility. And if you don't want a membership, then gear, facility, and equipment become number 1. And then number 2, number 3. So in the vision time, you say, okay, my coach told me that I need 1 strength training a week, 1 flexibility, once a week endurance, so run, bike, yada, and then at least you need to put the time on it. So for example, strength training can be done somewhere between 15 to 30 minutes or 1 hour, depends how much time you have and what kind of strength you want to build and whatever. Flexibility can be the same, 30 minutes to 45 minutes to do total body workout for the flexibility of your body. And endurance training, it has to be time. So somewhere depends on person fitness. If you're doing high intensity interval training, then maybe start from 10 minutes and it go up to an hour. So then you go and say, okay, I have time from work and this time, and then you put one training, whatever strength you choose, strength, flexibility, whatever quality of your muscle you choose to train, and off you go, and then you put it on every week. So create a ritual and routine when this does not interfere with any other activities, for example, your work or family time, and or you can do it with the family too. For example, if your wife sharing the same goals with you, partner or spouse, whatever you name it nowadays, and then you can schedule it with your wife to have a workout or have a date. So one of the things in family, one of my rituals, it's the date with my wife. So it's either weekly or monthly, whatever you like to do. I like to do it on a weekly basis though, because we have no children anymore. Well, we do have children, but they moved out, so we have more time for each other. And if you don't, or if you do have multiple family members, like lots of kids, like you do, 3 kids, so you have to maybe have a date with everyone once a month, and therefore it's end up being investing in family goals and dreams, right? Because if you don't have relationship with your kids, least likely they want to play with you. So then fitness, although it's a general great idea, you still need to be fit, but not necessarily, you know, if you don't build relationship with them, they want to play with you. So we had vision time, we put it in the calendar, we wrote it down, and then you're gonna start measuring that. So for example, because it's gonna be very boring if you just do the work, we have no measurable goals. So for example, if you're running right now 1 kilometer, I don't know, 7 minutes per kilometer pace, then maybe you can say, okay, I want to run with pace of 6 minutes per kilometer. How do we do that? So now, free application, you can load any fitness application. I don't want to mention any names, not to promote anything in that sense, but if you have whatever, many different ways to measure, Google Fit, Strava, Garmin, anything you like, whatever tools you have, and then you started putting in your calendar. So on Monday morning I do a bike ride or a run, and I run 5K, for example, or 3K, whatever fitness level allows you, and then you go for a run, you measure it, and for example, okay, so today you run 7 minutes per kilometer, that's great. So the next run is scheduled Friday, in between Tuesday strength training, Wednesday flexibility training, Thursday can be recovery day, and then you repeat again, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, do 1 hour, whatever, 30, 20, 15 minutes, and finding the time in your schedule. So this is strategies. When you break it down for a year, and I suggest to have some kind of accountability partner that you can share your goals and dreams, who can ask you in a casual conversation. It shouldn't be like, you know, somebody keeping you for your throat, but hey, Tommy, did you go for a run today? No. Or this week or last week, and then that will help you to stay on the goals, because now you know you shared your dreams with a friend or accountability partner, we can call them, and you'll be much more likely to be on track with your workouts to become fit. And then if you schedule like an event, which I also suggest, because if you schedule an event, you're going to be committed, and you better schedule an event like which scares you. For example, you cannot run 10K right now, but you schedule 10K, and if today is January, then you can schedule 10K run in October, so you'll be committed to do that, because then you would want to train, you don't want to embarrass yourself, and you want to be proud of the work that you do. So you schedule this event in October, and you're training for that. It may be anything. It can be Ironman, triathlon, swim, whatever you like to do. And I hope that you're gonna do something that you enjoy, because you don't want to turn your goals and dreams into the work. We have enough work to do anyway, but when I think about my dreams, I get excited, and if I want to achieve something, I always find motivation why to do what I do, and mostly it's not for me, because if it's for me it's become boring, but for something else. So for example, in your situation, I would say, well, I want Noah to play with me 2 hours, and I want to invest time that he can become a better person, more educated, stronger. I want to invest that he'll be maybe a little bit of athlete or interested in the sport, so you can choose sport to play with him, like tennis, I don't know, going skiing or biking together, maybe running together, and make this activity actually being productive and reproducible, meaning that they can repeat it themselves when you're not around, and you can do the same, so together you grow in achieving your dreams. So when you put, for example, 6 years, you can put your weight there, you can put how many push-ups, chin-ups you do, how flexible you can be, maybe reach your toes or reach beyond your toes, like 5 centimeters if you want to flex. Like, you have to be specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be accountable, and the time realistic. So, and I can tell you, with any dreams you have, the longer the time range of the dream, the more patient you have to become and more disciplined you have to become. So in the discipline, it comes with your vision. You know, without vision people perish, so you constantly remind yourself of the dream, and if you don't put it in a structural way, most likely you will never achieve it, because something is always going to be on the way. So it has to have a structure. So put it in the long term, break it down on medium range and the short range goals, and then from there you step in and go.
Dr. Dmitri, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Can you just give me one step, one thing I can do to kind of jumpstart my dream?
So book and schedule your vision time. Book 1 hour a week that you start on your dreams in different categories, and then start breaking down and schedule it. So vision time, book your vision time on a regular basis.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.